Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So the objection in 21, let us understand that and look at the parihara, samadhana or resolution. Deshakopi na bhaseta yadi tarhyastva deshabhak sarvadesha prakriptyaiva sarvagatvam natu swataha. Yeah. So, the objection is all about the location of the Sakshi. Where is the Sakshi located? Yeah, that is what we are saying, everywhere. So, now you think of this predicament. The objection is a very interesting objection. The predicament is such that you say Sakshi is located everywhere, correct? Because, why? This is what we studied earlier. What did we study? It illumines the inner, it illumines the outer. So if it is both in and out, then that means what? It is everywhere. That is what we have understood. Now the Purva Pakshi says, and then Vidyaranya Swami, what did he do? He did an exercise to show the unmoving Sakshi. To show that the Sakshi never moves. What moves? Buddhi moves. Yeah, right now it's not moving in the... So, what moves? Buddhi moves. Sense organs move. Sakshi doesn't move. That is what we were told. That the Sakshi is thirasthai and then Buddhi moves. But then when the Buddhi moves, it drags the Sakshi along with it. Why does it drag the Sakshi along with it? Because one is the illuminer, the other one is the illumined. Buddhi has no basis without the Sakshi. In fact, it's the Buddhi which is Chidabhasa, reflected consciousness moving, but then one commits a mistake and says what? Chit is moving, Sakshi is moving. This also we saw. So therefore, and when the Sakshi is supposed to be moving, what happens? What do I say? I am restless, I am angry, I am tired. I is equal to tiredness, I is equal to restlessness. This is what I keep saying. So how to see that I and the Sakshi are not, not the I is not the moving, changing emotions, physical, mental, whether emotions or changes in the body. How to see? Knock out the buddhi. Knock out the buddhi, and then when the buddhi is not there, how to knock out the buddhi? Go to sleep, okay? Not right now, yeah. Go to sleep, and then what do you see? What do you see means you don't see the Sakshi, but that consciousness you see is not moving at all. So the movement of the buddhi is transferred onto the consciousness which is free of being chala. It is achala. Buddhi is chanchala, Sakshi is achala. So now this example gets Swami Vidyaranya into some hot water, because the Purva Pakshi asks the question, Tarhi, if that is the situation, if the buddhi is resolved, then there is no consciousness of space, correct? And there is no consciousness of time either. Time they are not so much concerned with. There is absolutely no consciousness of space. Space consciousness is not there, meaning what? Space is not there. In sleep is space there? No. So, that means you cannot call the Sakshi as present everywhere. Is the term everywhere a spatial connotation or not? Yes. This is the objection. Everywhere means all pervasive. It should be upar, niche, aage, piche. It should be everywhere. It should be all over the place. But space itself is resolved, and so then the Sakshi, the all pervasiveness of the Sakshi takes a hit. And what is the objection? Astu. That's the objection. What is the resolution of the objection? The parihara, Swami Vidyaranya says, so be it. Astu. I don't want the Sakshi to be all pervasive. I don't want the Sakshi to be all pervasive at all. Oh, but such a lot of time, whole week we tried our best to do what? To see the Sakshi as all pervasive. We tried our best. We expanded our horizons to not only see the Sakshi as all pervasive, but to be the Sakshi that is all pervasive, here, there, in the past, in the present, in the future. And then this was a very comfortable place to be. Aha, Sakshi is everywhere, and I am that Sakshi. Wonderful, kind of a swimmy feeling, like a hugging everybody feeling. We are all one. The Sakshi is everywhere. The Purva Pakshi points out that when there is no space, then your concept of everywhere has taken a big hit. What are you going to do, Swami Vidyaranya? Swami Vidyaranya says, nothing at all. I'm not going to do anything. Why? Because in fact, Mr. Purva Pakshi or Mrs. Purva Pakshi, whoever you are, you have done me a great favor. I was trying my best to tell these students, that this everywhere concept also you have to let go, and I was not finding a way. Thank you for pointing this out. Yeah, so here there is one word astu hidden in the first listing. Astu adesha bhak. Adesha bhak astu, let it be without space. Because really speaking, the Sakshi is spaceless. Everything is located in space, that much we understand, but if we ask space, where are you located, then that is exactly like asking the question to Sakshi, where is the Sakshi located? Everything is located in space. So, space is the locus for the whole Jagat. Sakshi is the locus, as it were, for even space. This is doing a headstand even though yoga class is few hours away. Headstand right now. Why is the headstand right now? Because our understanding has come in stages. First we had to separate aham and idam. And that aham also is, there is Sakshi. That beyond this aham feeling, beyond this ahankara, there is Sakshi. And that Sakshi lights up both idam and aham. We had to see that. And that Sakshi is everywhere. We had to see that. And now we have to come to the uncomfortable conclusion that Sakshi is nowhere. And to say that even sounds awkward, uncomfortable, but it happens to be the truth. Because if you give a location for the Sakshi, and then you are tied up in a corner. Even if you say, but I'm not giving a location to the witness. What am I saying? The witness is everywhere. That the word everywhere has the word where in it. Correct? Yeah. So everywhere means all places. So before you made the mistake of saying Sakshi was located in Buddhi or whatever mistake you made, you gave Sakshi, the witness, one location. And as though that was not bad enough, now you are giving Sakshi all the locations. And so if you do that, what is going to happen? The locations, all of them, the all-pervasiveness becomes intrinsic to understanding of the Sakshi. And then if all-pervasiveness is an intrinsic definition of the Sakshi, then what happens? I will never understand myself as Sakshi. Because if all-pervasiveness is intrinsic to defining the witness, then what happens as a result? I won't understand it, because space becomes a competing factor with the Sakshi. Space becomes as true as the witness. Then we have two Paramatmas. Two Paramatmas. Space also, all pervasive, everything. Space, Sakshi is everywhere, and everywhere is a spatial concept. And so there are what? Space is one reality. Sakshi is also another reality. Anantya hanihi, the loss of ananta, loss of moksha. Moksha means what? Advaya, loss of advaya, loss of non-duality takes place. No, but who is going to go through this with a fine-tooth comb? And how to do this? How to get out of this conundrum of thinking that the Sakshi is all-pervasive? Remember, that's why I gave that metaphor, the example of the child being shown the moon through two branches in the tree. The child is told to first see the tree, then see the top branch, then see the bottom branch, and then look through the two branches. Then what happens? If the branches are stuck on my understanding of the moon, each time I go to see the moon, I need a tree. Each time I want to see the moon, what do I need? I need a tree. Not only any tree, not a tree that just shoots upward, but a tree that is spread out like this with branches. I need a tree with minimum 2 branches, then only I can see the moon. This is how we are with Sakshi right now. So, we are not able to let go of this all-pervasiveness, because that still is contingent upon the Jagat being there, space and time being there, the 5 elements being there. And then this lovely Sakshi, like a gentle breeze, is going through all of them. That understanding is just plain wrong. So, in the next verse, Sarvadesha Prakliptyaiva, Praklipti, difficult to say. Praklipti means imagination, visualization. Sarvadesha means this all-pervasiveness, or all the space, the visualization of space as what? East, west, north, south, cardinal directions, and then non-cardinal directions, like what? Northeast, northwest. And then of course we should not miss up and down. 10 directions are talked about. All of these are what? My own imagination. No, they are there, and I have to build a house that faces east or northeast. The directions are there. Well, how do you know they are there? No, but it's pointed. How do you know? Because the Google map says so. Exactly. Parikalpana. Parikalpana. The space itself is a construct. The space is a construct. Jagat itself is a construct. And then that the Jagat is located in space is one more construct. It is your parikalpana, Swamini says. We are not attached to the possibility of the Sakshi being all-pervasive. We were just saying that to get to a certain level of understanding without which we could not have gone further. Vedanta is like that. You catch hold of something, and then the guru, the teacher, pries it one by one finger at a time, and makes you drop it. Then you catch hold of the next thing. No, that's not it. Same thing in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Annamaya Kosha. So the Annamaya Kosha is so nicely described at the level of the individual, at the level of the total. And this Annamaya is what? This body, Anna Rasamaya, this Atma is that which is crafted from the nutrition derived from the food. So the body is Atma. And then if the food is Brahman, body is Brahman, food is Brahman. And in fact there is also a meditation upon food. There is a phala, a result of the meditation. So what do you get when you meditate on food? You get lots of food. Yeah. So if you have done this Annam Brahma iti upasana, you have done this meditation upon food, then you get fantastic kinds of foods wherever you go. And that's why you are at Arsha Vidya Gurukulam. So, and then so you get lots of wonderful food. All the time you are surrounded by wonderful food. Oh, I have Atma Jnanam, body eva Atma. No, Anyontara Atma Pranamayaha. Tenaisha Purnaha. Sava esha purusha vidha eva. Anyanta. No, this is not the Atma. Let go. No, but I just made myself a sandwich. Food, Brahman. No, let go. Drop it. Throw it away. Drop it. We are going to something a little more subtle. Anyantara Atma. Another Atma which is more inner. It's like a series of those Russian dolls, one inside the other. So you start from the outermost and the grossest, and so you say first body is Atma. No, body is not Atma. Atma is not just the body, come on. Another Atma is there, more present, more subtle and more pervasive. That which is more pervasive is subtler than that which is less pervasive. So this pranamaya, this modification of prana overpowers or pervades the body. And then there is a whole eulogy of prana. All the what is this prana? Everything is described. Individual, total prana, individual prana. Then I said, Abba, I finally got it. No. Anyontara Atma Manomayaha. Another Atma is there that is called a modification of the mind. Oh yeah, this I know. Yes, mind is Atma. No. Vijnanamayaha Karta. Karta is Atma. Yeah, I thought so. Yes, the doer is Atma. No. Bhokta is Atma. Okay, I can live with that. Bhokta is Atma. No. Then finally, the Atma is revealed as the truth of all these koshas, one after the other, but not being any one of them. This is a teaching. Here it is Shakha Chandanyaya. There we have another maxim called Arundhati Darshana Nyaya. So a newly married couple has to see the star Arundhati. And so like this, that star is very, very faint and tiny. So you have to go through the 7 sages, then you have to see Vasishtha star, and then next to that Vasishtha star is Arundhati star. By the time they show you that, everybody says, yes, I have seen. Many times it's difficult to see. What's the difference between Shakha Chandra Nyaya and Arundhati Darshana Nyaya? They are the same, except the latter has many more steps, like in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Many more steps. Annamaya, no, Pranamaya, no, Manomaya, no, Vijnanamaya, no, Anandamaya, no, Ananda, not Anandamaya. So here also we are having to let go of the pet theory concept that this Sakshi is everywhere. I am this Sakshi and this Sakshi is everywhere, because when you say everywhere, the subtly you are bringing in the space. And so that is what has to be dropped. And to do that, so he says, the space is a construct. Sarva desha prakriptihi. praklipti eva. So sarvadesha praklipti eva. So this sarvadesha means all pervasiveness is conjured up by the mind in order to accommodate this definition of Sakshi. Not from the standpoint of Sakshi, it is all pervasive. So instead of saying Sakshi is everywhere, then the correct answer really is Sakshi is nowhere. But then if the teacher were to say the Sakshi is nowhere, what will the student conclude? Sakshi is shunya, non-existent. It is nowhere means it's not there. Simple. Because we are so spatially oriented that without space being there, we can't do this. We don't know how to do this without space. So we hide under the concept of all-pervasive, but here it is not all-pervasive. There is no all-pervasive here. So the correct answer would be Sakshi is not located anywhere. That's better way to say it. Sakshi has no locus. And if it doesn't have a locus, the very quick I am to conclude it is not there. Shunya. So therefore, that the student cannot be made to go away with that wrong notion. So therefore, this one, Swamini continues. Antarbahirva sarvam va yam desham parikalpayet buddhistad deshagas sakshi tatha vastushu yojayet. Yeah. Antarva bahirva. Whether it is inside or whether it is outside, whatever it may be, yam yam desham parikalpayet. Manaha buddhihi. Whatever concept or whatever form of space the mind conjures up, then what happens? Then buddhihi taddeshagaha sakshi. Buddhihi taddeshagaha. So buddhihi taddeshagaha means when the buddhi goes to that place, then the sakshi has already gone before. Tatha vastushu yojayet. Please do the same logic with respect to all other situations. Let us look at this a little more deeply. So, in detail. Antar bahirva sarvam va yam yam desham, whatever desha, parikalpayet. So, sitting here, we can think of Madagascar. Oh, I never thought of Madagascar. Okay, think now. As soon as you say Madagascar, what has happened? The buddhi has already gone there, free, without needing to take a flight, without needing to pack, without needing to do anything. The buddhi is already there. And we know this from the previous verses, that wherever the buddhi goes, Sakshi also doesn't go, appears to go. Language, yes. Sakshi doesn't go. Sakshi as though goes. Why does the Sakshi have to go? Because the buddhi is too lazy to carry the flashlight. First, Sakshi has to illumine the buddhi, and then the buddhi, which is now bhasya, illumined by the witness, in turn illumines Madagascar. So this way, the Sakshi hasn't gone anywhere, but we think that it has gone. So any place you think of any place, any space you think of, including head space. Yeah, I feel a little spaced out. Sakshi is already there. Sakshi is there, buddhi cognizes it, Sakshi is there, everything is right there. So then what happens is that, so buddhihi taddeshagaha. Buddhihi taddeshagaha. The buddhi hi parikalpayet. Buddhi goes with parikalpayet. So yam desham buddhi parikalpayet. And what parikalpayet? Antarva, bahirva, whether inside or outside. So inside I feel spaced out, inner space. Outside, any country you can think of. Any country you can think of, any place you want to go. And this is very beautifully, and you're already there. You can think of the black hole, you're already there. You can think of a galaxy millions of miles away from Milky Way, you're already there. That's why in the Ishavasya Upanishad it is given beautifully. Tade jati tanne jati taddure tadvantike. Tade jati, it moves. Tad na ejati, it does not move. Tad dure, it's very far. Tad vantike, it's very, very close. The Sakshi keeps you guessing about its location because it doesn't have a location. It's very close to the buddhi when we say that is also not a spatial thing. That is just the illuminer and illumined relationship that the Sakshi and the buddhi have. Sakshi is equal to consciousness. Consciousness illumines the buddhi. Consciousness, we say, is all pervasive because we have a premium. We take the Jagat to be real. That's why the word all comes. So any space you can conjure up. What is that? You can say, yes, northeast, Ishanya, very, very sacred. And here is where I will build a temple. Northeast. Buddhi has already gone there. Sakshi also has as though gone there. And then the concept of northeast is illumined. And what is this northeast? As mithya, as the Jagat. As mithya is the Jagat. There is no northeast. There is no southwest. There is nothing. There is no, what is that called? Lucky directions and unlucky directions. With all these immigrant populations increasing in the United States, the builders now have to have some knowledge of Vastu and Feng Shui. Yes. I went to somebody's house. They had moved into a new house. They asked me to come in Atlanta. And there they had, all the houses were facing east. I said, how is this possible? What is this? No, we have an Indian builder. So it has to be auspicious. Maybe a few were facing northeast, I don't know. But then there was nothing that was facing west or south or something like that. Not even south, but west is considered very unlucky because it's the region of the setting sun. That means if the house, I open the door and I see the setting sun, my fortunes are also going to go down the drain. My peace of mind is also going to set. And the calmness and the longevity of me and my relationships are also going to be less. All because of the setting sun. Does the sun set? No. See? Mithya within mithya within mithya. Sun itself does not set. So how can you face the setting sun if the sun itself does not set? So this is all a mental construct. This place is good. This direction is good. This direction is bad. This is unlucky. And then we have also certain places, I want to go here. Why? Because whenever I go there, I am happy. This is also another myth. Whenever you go there, maybe you went there 3 or 4 times, and somehow by some good luck, you were happy those 2-3 times. Keep going there and you'll see. Why? Because you not only carry the Sakshi with you, because you are the Sakshi, you also carry the buddhi. What is this buddhi? Querulous, complaining all the time. Even if you go to heaven, with the same mindset that we have now, even if we go to heaven, we will sit there and complain. Somebody has a bigger bungalow. Somebody has more time with Indra, the king of heaven. I was just given 5 minutes and I was told to go away. And the other person went and was given a cup of chai, chai with Indra. What have I done? Why is this bad? See, this is all one's own mind. And so, therefore, the concept of place is so deeply entrenched in us that we are not comfortable with thinking of Sakshi without location. But this is the correct answer. The Sakshi is without location. And so, to underscore that, in verse number 22, Swami Vidyaranya says, what? You must really see this. What must you see? That wherever the buddhi goes, the Sakshi appears to go. And this wherever is not anywhere, it's in your mind. Oh, but Madagascar exists. Yeah, it exists. But right now, where is it? In your mind. Of course, the next thing to see is that the existence, the very existence of the Jagat is questioned as a reality. But thankfully that will be done in future chapters, not in this one. Not in this one. This one he will just stop here, he will conclude a few things and then give some advice also. Then, so he says, wherever the Sakshi goes, what happens? So tatha means in the same manner, please use your brains, the buddhi, even though it is difficult to think of the Sakshi without location, please use this buddhi, this God-given buddhi, to understand this with reference to all other objects. So all other places, happy place, this place, that place, whatever you want to think of, any place that you think of, see the arbitrary nature of space itself and drop this concept of space, especially as it refers to consciousness, which is you. So then he helps us a little further. Yadyad rupadi kalpyeta buddhya tat prakashayan tasya bhavet sakshi svato vag buddhya gocharaha. Yadyad rupa adi. Rupa means rupa, rasa, gandha, sparsha. What am I leaving out? Grana. So, yadyad rupadi kalpyeta. Whatever you conjure up in your mind, that is objectified, objectifiable by the 5 sense organs. Whatever you conjure up, whatever the buddhi conjures up, then which is objectifiable by the 5 senses, because that's what you can conjure up. You can't conjure up consciousness because it is not available for any other pramana than Vedanta. So, whatever you sit and conceptualize, the buddhi illumines that object. The buddhi illumines all the sense organs, and the sense organs in turn illumine the objects. So we can either say the sense organs illumine the objects blessed by the buddhi, or we can directly say buddhi illumines the sense objects. Buddhi does not illumine the sense object. What illumines the sense objects? Sakshi. Sakshi first illumines the buddhi. Consciousness brings to light, it's just a revealer without location, an illuminer which does not have any location at all. An illuminer without location, and so this illumining consciousness It's not even its job to illumine. It simply illumines because it is its nature. Its nature is to illumine, so it just does what it knows best. It illumines, it shines the light. It shines the light on the buddhi, and even if the buddhi has some outrageous imaginations, it will go there, shine the light on the buddhi and those objects of the imagination. Because that's how it is. That's how thoughts come to light. So you have a thought and then you say, aha, now I know, I as the pramata, the knower, aham vritti, am thinking of this particular object, idam vritti. And both are illumined by what? Sakshi. Subject, object are both illumined by Sakshi, which is neither subject nor object. It is called Sakshi because it is very close to my understanding as the witness. Because it's the illuminer, and I can see that it is witnessing everything. I am able to witness everything because of Sakshi. So yadyad rupadi kalpyeta, whatever the buddhya, through the buddhi, whatever is conjured up, tat prakashayan, present continuous, tat prakashayan, keeping on illumining that. And then the word Sakshi is now taken into task. So that which it illumines, supposing here is what? Pot. So the buddhi has gone towards the pot. Sakshi, which is illumining the buddhi, then which is illumining the eyes, is now illumining what? Pot. Pot comes to light, we say. So the pot has come to light, and then in relation to pot, this consciousness is called a witness. So now we are going very close to letting go of the word Sakshi itself. So tasya bhavet Sakshi. It's not Sakshi in general. It cannot be Sakshi in general because it has to keep objectifying something or the other all the time. And we know the Jagat itself is not stationary to be keep on feeding the Sakshi objects to objectify. So then what do we see? We see a problem here. If it is a forever Sakshi, then it has to have some diet. It has to have a diet of illuminable objects. It has to be kept on feeding illuminable objects. The Jagat does not, we cannot do that. The Jagat is itself what? Comes and goes. In the presence of what? Sakshi. So the word Sakshi, now we have to hone in and not really take this word also. First we saw that the Sakshi has no location in particular, and then now we are looking at the word Sakshi as not an absolute word, but a word that is relative. It's relative. It's relative to that which is illumined. So when you have the illuminer status given to consciousness, that illuminer status is also a projection onto that consciousness, a superimposition, if you will, on that consciousness which is free of being an illuminer or a revealer. And then same thing, when you say that this pot, I know this pot or I see this pot. So the pot becomes illumined, and what is the pot? Pot is also non-separate from the same consciousness, and it is also ultimately which is free of occupying the status of the illumined. So what is consciousness? Neither illuminator nor illumined. Neither the subject nor the object nor the means of knowledge. This is what is called Triputi. Triputi means a triad, a tripod. So this is the Vedantic triad which we query and then drop. Three things, three legs of the tripod. Pramata. Pramata means what? Knower. Abba. finally you know. Okay, so pramata, knower. I, pramata. And what is this? Prameya, object to be known. And then how is this object known? What do I have to do to know this part? I have to see, I have to use the eyes. The eyes become pramana. So, pramata, knower, prameya, known, and then that which bridges the pramata and the prameya is pramana. It could also be ears. I hear something outside. Oh, is it a car or a truck? Okay, then I'm using the ears. I could use my tongue to find out the taste of something. I could use my nose to pick up a fragrance. So like this, all the pramanas that I have in my hand are the bridge between myself as the knower and the object of knowledge. So how many things we have? 3. Pramata, knower, prameya, known, object, subject, object and means of knowledge. Pramana. Same thing you could say. Jnata, jneya, jnanam. So, jnata, knower, again, and then jneya, that which is to be known, and then what else? Jnanam, meaning pramanam. So, in every cognition, this tripod is there. Without this tripod, no cognition can take place. So this tripod itself is now going to be dismantled. Why? Because what is Sakshi here? What is Sakshi here? Sakshi is Chaitanya, consciousness. So that consciousness which upholds the knower, or which blesses or illumines the knower, there is no correct way of putting it. Everything falls short. Blesses means it's an action. To bless is a verb. Consciousness does not act. It's not a karta. Illumines, verb. But still we are constrained to use this. So the Sakshi blesses the knower to be there. The consciousness blesses the knower to know. And then the consciousness also illumines. Consciousness not only illumines the knower, it illumines the object of knowledge, and it illumines that which bridges the gap between the knower and the known, which is an appropriate means of knowledge. This is called the Triputi. And in this Triputi, if we keep these 3 things intact, there is no non-duality, there is always no knower-known knowledge. Knower-known means of knowledge is always there, and there is nothing intact. There is the Vedanta is compromised. So therefore what we have to understand, that the content of the knower, the content of the known, and the content of the pramana are what? Consciousness. So knower is a status superimposed upon consciousness. Known, a status superimposed upon consciousness which is free of knower-known dyad. Pramana, a means of knowing, also superimposed upon that consciousness which is free of all that. So this pramana, prameya, pramana, pramata, prameya, pramana, we don't see this subtle, we don't have this subtle understanding without the study of something like this. So pramana, prameya, idam vritti. Pramata, aham vritti. Here pramana is not mentioned, but it goes without saying. So the aham vritti and idam vritti both as though rise in that Sakshi, and both as though are sustained by that Sakshi and resolve into that Sakshi Chaitanya alone. So Chaitanya, this is number 1. Number 2, Chaitanya, which is known as Sakshi Chaitanya, the Sakshita resolves, because that is not its permanent definition. Sakshi is not a permanent definition. It's like asking somebody, what is your name? Sometimes they have 5 or 6 names. Will the real name, please tell me your real name. Is this your name? Yeah, it was, but not anymore. So, it's like a person saying, my name in America is this, but in India I have a different official name. So all kinds of things are there. And so here, the Sakshi, the word Sakshi, the name Sakshi, we have to let go of. Because it's a relative status. It's like imbuing the epithet of knower on something that is free of being a knower, imbuing or projecting or transferring an epithet, superimposing the epithet of object on something that is free of being object. It's neither object nor subject nor a means of knowledge. That's why it is said, Vag buddhi agocharaha. Agochara. Agochara means not within the range. There is no way to catch this. There is no catching this at all. So where are we now? In a very uncomfortable situation. Because what is this consciousness? You. Yeah, but I want to catch something. I want to catch something. You can't catch it. Why? Because in this verse itself it says, Vag. Vag means speech. It cannot be caught by speech. Oh, but I can give it another name. You can give it a name, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean it is defined by that name. You cannot catch it by speech, and buddhi, mind, you cannot catch it. I already told you, the mind and the speech went on a walk. And then, what did they say? We are going to BBB. Oh, BBB, what's that? Bring back Brahman. We're going to bring back Brahman. And what are we going to do? We are going to make sure that this Brahman is understood by all, and we are going to show everybody Brahman, show and tell. And then, whatever the mind came up with, whatever understanding, whatever concepts, they were just simply constructs, bound by time and space. Whatever the words tried to show, that also fell short. Look, we are ourselves having this problem. Words are falling short. Is it sarvagata? Is it all-pervasive? We are constrained to say no. All-pervasiveness itself is a construct. Is it sakshi? No, because the witness is also a relative construct. Then what is it? What is it then? And why did you wait to tell us right until the last day that it doesn't have a form, it doesn't have a name? You waited to tell us. All these things are not it. Then how to understand it? As you, simple. That's you. The truth of the complaining jiva, you, sakshi. The uncomplaining sakshi. The truth of everything, consciousness. Sakshi is also a superimposition upon consciousness. Jagat Karanam Brahma, the creator of the universe, a superimposition upon consciousness. Cause of the universe, the causality is superimposed upon consciousness. Jagat is an effect, and effect also is superimposed upon consciousness. I am a jiva, jivatvam, jivahood, definitely superimposed upon that consciousness. And everybody knows that. Why? Because every jiva wants to stop being jiva. That's how we know. Ishvarahood, Ishvaratvam, also a sacred but holy superimposition nonetheless upon consciousness. In this text itself, in the Panchadashi, in the 8th chapter, the way to see the truth of this is given beautifully through an analogy. Maya megho jaganniram. So, the jagat is what? Rain. What are the clouds? Maya Shakti is the cloud. Jagat is the rain. And who are you? Do you need a raincoat? Are you getting drenched? Swami Vidyaranya says no. Why? Because you are space. Does space need a raincoat? No. Does space need a towel after being out in the rain? No. Maya megho jaganniram varshatu esha yatha tatha. Maya megha, the clouds are nothing but Maya. Jagat Neeram, the Jagat is torrential rain. That is, the Maya is raining the Jagat. And I don't object. I, consciousness, need not object. Varshatu esha yatha tatha. Let her rain not one but 10 Jagats. It doesn't matter. Why? Aham chidakashah. I am the space-like consciousness. Chidakashasya ka hanihi. What does space have to lose when it is raining? Nothing. Ko labhah. What does space have to gain when it is raining? Or when it's not raining for that matter? Nothing. Chidakashasya ka hanihi. Ko labhah iti sthitihi. So this self-knowledge is very much like this. Like being the space-like consciousness with regard to both the Jagat and Jiva and Ishvara. So Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, this kind of this another triad, external triad, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, internal triad, Pramata, Prameya, Pramana. Both are what? Dismantled, in the wake of which knowledge that where the aham, the I, is totally free of any of them. This Chidakasha means the space-like consciousness, just like it is free of the rain. Similarly, this consciousness, just like space is free of the rain, space-like consciousness is free of Jagat, is free of the cause of the Jagat also. That is where one has to, that is how one has to understand. It has no name, it has no form, it is you. It is the truth of you, it is the content of you. It has no name, no form, no space, no time, no words. That's why it is beyond words. Then why did you talk for 10 days? If it is if it is beyond words, we should have just been in silence. 3 times a day we should have sat in silence. See, these Vedanta teachers are very clever. On the last day they will say, okay, it is beyond words. Why did you talk? Who asked you to talk for so long? And then say it is beyond words. It is beyond words because it doesn't mean it cannot be understood through words. It is understood through words only by implication. Implied words, lakshyartha, not vachyartha, not literal words. Words cannot go near Brahman when we say, yato vacho nivartante apraapya manasa saha. Words cannot go near Brahman, we say. And this is true, words cannot go near Brahman. But then Brahman has to be revealed through words alone. What kind of words? Words that I know, not words that I don't know. I have to know the words that I am deploying. Otherwise nobody will understand. So through known words alone, it is not explained, it is indicated. It's like a sign. If you are going in a park or something like that, or if you are going somewhere, and then in this park there is a nice restaurant, you don't know where you would like to go, and then suddenly you see a sign, restaurant, with a arrow pointing that way. What does that sign do? What does that sign do? Shows you where to go. It points to. It shows you where to go. It's not an invitation for you to sit under the sign and hope to be served. No food will come. Okay, maybe I should just eat the sign because I'm very hungry. That also is not going to help. It points to something. It points that way, and that to which it points, namely yourself, is what? Self-evident I. That's all is needed, is a pointing. You don't need words, you need words which imply the truth of yourself. All the words that we use, Chit, Bhuman, Bhuma, Atma, Brahman, and any other words we may have, Sakshi, Chaitanya, all these are used and understood by implication, because the thing to which they point is you. And the last time we checked, are you here? Yes. You are here. You don't need to ask. And so whatever you thought about Brahman, whenever you thought about Brahman, and even the thought of thinking about Brahman is all wrong. Any notion that you have about Brahman has to be dropped in the wake of this teaching. Because they are all what? Notions. How do you know Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Satchidananda is also not a notion? It's not a notion because it is in keeping with your own experience. Who said Vedanta is not talking about experience? Your own experience. What do you want? I want to be forever. I want forever. So even the one who says I want long life doesn't want long life. They want forever, that concept of forever. Somebody who says, I want lots of money, again they want forever. I want happiness in my family, they also want what? Forever. Because if you ask them, how long you would like to have this money? What will they say? For 10 days? No, forever. How long would you like to have familial happiness and enjoy it? Forever. How long would you like to do this? Forever and ever and ever. This forever that you hanker after is already you, hidden as though from you for want of a means of knowledge. So the means of knowledge, aparavidya. Aparavidya means non-absolute. Even the 4 Vedas are within the realm of everything that is destroyed, Jagat, etc. Even so, 4 Vedas means Vedanta is also not the knowledge of the absolute, correct? And what is the knowledge of the absolute? Yaya aksharam adhigamyate, by which, yaya buddhi vritya, by which thought Brahman is understood. Oh, but you keep saying Brahman is not what I thought. That thought. That thought through which you understand that Brahman is not what I thought, that thought imparts the knowledge of Brahman as you. How? We'll see that tomorrow. So tomorrow, what time are we meeting? 8 o'clock. No meditation. 8 to 9 we'll finish this. 9 o'clock we have a nice, farewell ceremony, and then some guests will be joining us. And then I'm hoping that some of you who would like to share some highlights, it's not mandatory, but it'll be nice to do that, and then it is more like a learning from one another. That is also very important. So if you want to share a few highlights, you can give your name to Sharada. There is Sharada's. Stand up, please. Yeah. Stand up and face them so they know. Yeah. And where can you be found? Dining hall. Yeah. And so the rest of the class is scheduled for today, 4:30, the concluding class of the Bhagavad Gita. And then, is there satsang tonight? Yes. So the final satsang will be tonight at what time? 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, all right here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. I will see a few people now before lunch.